Returns to the apartment and Anna wonders if they were chosen for a reason. She says that when she was 15, she was dead for 2 minutes after a bicycle accident, and asks if anyone else had a near-death experience or something similar. Lee shares that her mother died of cancer, and Yuri explains he killed someone on duty as a cop. Marvin obviously killed Oswald and keeps apologizing for it. Tim doesn't want to talk about his baby, but Liv still tells them about the miscarriage, so Tim rushes to another room. Liv follows him and they argue about it, with Liv saying they have to finally open about this because they may die soon. This makes Tim snap and they start yelling, so everyone can hear their argument. Tim complains about Liv wanting him to quit his job overnight, and Liv snaps too, saying it wasn't overnight. Since the miscarriage, Tim has been ignoring her in favor of his computer and refused to talk about it, so she had to deal with her grief alone. Liv concludes he abandoned her and leaves the room. Determined to be more helpful this time, Tim guides the group back to Friedman's apartment to search for more clues. Lee thinks they should also check Anton's mysterious notes, ignoring Yuri when he says he's already read them all. The group splits for the search and Lee notices that one of Anton's papers has the same pattern as the black wall. He also found the 4 special spots that Liv noticed earlier. Anton's business card reveals he works in a nanodefense company, which may mean the wall is made of nanobots. Yuri explains that his friend was a programmer, but he knows no details about his job. In a drawer, they find a broken laptop and phone, causing Yuri to claim Anton threw them at the wall in frustration. In Friedman's apartment, Tim notices that the room looks smaller than the actual size of the apartment. He knocks on a wall and confirms it's hollow. Marvin finds a remote control and turning it on activates a sensor on the wall, but they need a password. Tim blows some dust on the control to find the most used buttons, which narrows the possible combinations down to 24. Lee and Liv continue to check Anton's trash and on a piece of paper, they find the word code. Suddenly Yuri starts laughing and says lethal radiation may get in if they open the wall. The awkward conversation is interrupted by Anna, who has come to inform them they've found something. After a few failed tries, Tim finds the right password and a door opens on the wall. Inside they find the computers that spy on every apartment through the cameras hidden in the smoke detectors. As Anna and Liv arrive with Yuri, Tim starts searching the footage for clues and accidentally sees Marvin and Anna getting naughty. He finds the night of the incident and everyone watches in shock how a dark cloud makes the wall suddenly appear at the window out of nothing. They also watch footage of Anton's body in a different spot from where Yuri supposedly found him. When Liv turns to ask, he's already gone, so Marvin goes looking for him. Meanwhile Lee moves the scarf covering Anton's body and finds dark bruises. Yuri then appears behind him. In the computer room, the others watch a clip of Anton before dying. He's out of frame, but they notice some lights flickering and the sun coming in through the stairwell, which means Anton managed to open the black wall. Anton reappears in the frame when Yuri pushes him to choke him to death. When Marvin enters Anton's room, he finds Yuri burning all the papers and Lee dead on the floor. Yuri comes closer with a paper on fire in his hand, insisting that the wall is there to protect them. Soon Tim arrives with Oswald's gun and finds Yuri choking Marvin. Then Yuri drops his hostage and fights Tim for the gun, shooting at the ceiling in the struggle. Marvin hits his head as he falls and is knocked out. Once he disarms Tim, Yuri beats him up and starts choking him. At that moment Marvin wakes up and kicks Yuri in the face before retrieving the gun. When he's about to shoot, Liv arrives to stop him, saying Yuri may know how to get out. Yuri tries to attack again so Tim hits him to knock him out. While Liv closes Leah's eyes, the guys tie Yuri up. Tim checks Yuri's bag and finds books about conspiracy theories. Liv tells the others that Yuri probably killed Lee because she found a way out like Anton did. Anna goes back to checking the cameras while Liv and Tim look through the remaining pieces of the burned papers. The wall has bricks of different sizes, which doesn't make sense. One of the papers describes a pattern and Tim realizes it's a code similar to Morse, so Anton probably decoded it. Liv shows him the card and Tim notices that the company address is on the harbor where the fire happened. The guys wake Yuri up and when he refuses to talk, Marvin hits him. Tim shoots at the furniture over Yuri's shoulder to prove his threat is serious, leaving him deaf for a few seconds. Yuri explains that the wall is a defense system that was accidentally activated by the fire at the harbor. Marvin thinks Yuri can't be trusted because he's a conspiracy nut and starts beating him up, so Tim has to pull him away. At that moment Anna announces she's found something. It turns out Anton programmed an app on his phone to scan the bricks, which form a QR code. The 4 special spots need to be pressed by light to open the wall. Liv brings the broken phone she found earlier and Tim accesses the information to recreate the app, then he installs it on a working phone. The group returns to the apartment and uses the app on a door. The 4 spots appear on the screen and Tim presses them, which finally causes the bricks to transform into something more liquid-like. Anna touches it with her finger and the substance covers it for a second before she pulls it back. Then she inserts her whole hand, saying it feels warm and something is moving. Yuri keeps saying it's dangerous, so Marvin hits him before asking Anna to pull her arm out. However, Anna can't do it. In fact, the nanobots keep pulling her in and grab her leg as well. The others grab her body to try to pull her out and notice that the wall is starting to solidify again. Unfortunately, they aren't strong enough and the wall becomes bricks again, pushing them back. Marvin runs to Anna's side in tears because she's now dead and missing her lower body, which explains what happened to Friedman. Yuri laughs and says the wall will never let them leave, causing a furious Marvin to shoot him multiple times before self-deleting. Minutes later, Tim apologizes to Liv. He explains that on the day of the miscarriage, something in him broke and he didn't know how to fix it. They hug and exchange sweet words, reminding each other why they are in love. This helps them to finally reconcile. Afterward, Tim decides to try the app again, thinking he must have pressed the buttons in the wrong order. Liv notices each button flashes the light a different number of times, so they check the footage to learn the order Anton did it. At the same time, Yuri wakes up. When the couple is about to try again, Yuri attacks by surprise and knocks Tim down with a headbutt. Then he goes after Liv.